The ocean has always been a place where certainty dissolves. It reflects the sky, but hides its depths. It carries humanity forward, yet swallows history without a trace. For centuries, sailors have known one truth above all others. The sea does not explain itself. Ships vanish every year. Storms claim them. Wars erase them. Time consumes their stories. But once in a while, the ocean does something far more unsettling. It gives a ship back, not broken, not burned, not wrecked, but empty. One of the most disturbing examples of this phenomenon occurred in the late 19th century, involving an American schooner named Ellen Austin, and a mystery so chilling that it still refuses to fade. A ship was found abandoned at sea. A crew was sent aboard. They disappeared. Then it happened again. The year was the 1880s. Steam power was rising, but sail still ruled the oceans. Transatlantic voyages were long, dangerous, and silent. There were no radios, no distress beacons, no satellites watching from above. Once a ship crossed the horizon, it was effectively alone with the elements. Men navigated by stars and dead reckoning. Weeks could pass without seeing another vessel. If something went wrong, there would be no record, only absence. In this world, the Ellen Austin set sail across the Atlantic, crewed by experienced sailors accustomed to hardship and uncertainty. None of them could have imagined that they were about to encounter a mystery that defied every known rule of the sea. Several days into the voyage, a lookout reported something unusual on the horizon. Another ship. At first, there was nothing remarkable about it. Ships met at sea all the time. But as Ellen Austin closed the distance, subtle details began to raise concern. The vessel was drifting. Its sails were raised but poorly trimmed. It was not maintaining a steady course. Signals were sent. There was no reply, no flags, no movement on deck, no smoke from the galley. As the distance narrowed, the silence became impossible to ignore. The ship appeared intact. No damage from storms, no signs of battle, no obvious reason for distress. And yet, there was no crew in sight. The captain of Ellen Austin faced a difficult decision. Maritime law and tradition dictated that an abandoned ship should be investigated. If it was truly deserted, it could be claimed as salvage and escorted to port. But sailors are deeply superstitious people. A silent ship drifting under full sail was never a good omen. After careful consideration, the captain ordered a boarding party to prepare. A group of volunteers armed themselves and crossed to the mysterious vessel. They found no resistance. They found no bodies. They found no explanation. Food supplies were still present. Personal belongings lay untouched. Navigation equipment was functional. The ship had not been abandoned in panic. It was as if the crew had vanished in the middle of ordinary life. Despite the unease, the boarding crew took control of the vessel, raised the appropriate flags, and began sailing it alongside Ellen Austin. For a time, everything seemed normal. Then, the weather changed. A thick Atlantic fog rolled in without warning. Visibility collapsed to almost nothing. The two ships lost sight of each other. Fog was common at sea, but something about this one felt oppressive. Unnaturally dense, eerily quiet. When it finally lifted, the crew of Ellen Austin searched the horizon. The ship was still there, still sailing, still intact. They drew closer, and dread set in. The ship was empty. The boarding crew was gone. Not a single man remained aboard. Shock rippled through Ellen Austin. The sailors demanded answers that did not exist. Had the men fallen overboard? Had they mutinied and escaped in a boat? Had pirates struck without leaving a trace? None of the theories fit the evidence. There were no signs of struggle, no missing lifeboats, no blood, no damage. The ocean was calm, and the ship was silent. Some sailors refused to go near it again. Others whispered of curses, spirits, and forces that did not belong to this world. The captain listened. Then, against all instinct, he made a decision that would immortalize the story. He ordered a second boarding. This time, the men went aboard fully aware of what had happened before. They were vigilant. They stayed in constant visual range. They took every precaution known to sailors of the era. The ship once again sailed beside Ellen Austin. No fog appeared. No storm rose. The sea remained calm. Hours passed, then more. Everything seemed under control. Then, slowly, the second ship drifted ahead. Signals were sent. No reply. Ellen Austin closed the gap. And when the captain boarded the ship for the final time, it was empty. Again. The second crew had vanished as completely as the first. After the second crew vanished, something changed aboard Ellen Austin. Not the weather, not the sea, the men. Seasoned sailors, men who had crossed the Atlantic dozens of times, no longer spoke freely. Conversation stopped mid-sentence. Laughter disappeared entirely. Eyes drifted constantly toward the horizon as if something might rise from it at any moment. They did not fear storms. They feared patterns, because storms are chaotic. What they had witnessed was not. Two separate crews, two separate attempts, different conditions, different precautions, the same outcome. That was not chance. That was repetition, and repetition implies intent. Late that night, sailors aboard Ellen Austin reported something deeply unsettling. The abandoned ship, still visible in the moonlight, appeared to adjust its course. Not dramatically, not suddenly, but deliberately. It maintained a distance that felt intentional, as if it were aware of being watched. No one could explain how an unmanned vessel could hold sail so precisely. No wind shift accounted for it. No current matched its movement. And yet, there it was. Always drifting, never escaping, never falling behind. The captain ordered the ship watched continuously. Men took turns staring into the darkness, waiting for something, anything, to break the silence. Nothing did. That was worse. By dawn, discipline was collapsing. One sailor claimed he heard footsteps on the deck when no one was there. Another swore he saw movement aboard the other ship, silhouetted against the haze. A third refused to eat, insisting the food tasted wrong. Fear spreads faster at sea than fire. The captain gathered the crew and issued a final order. The ship would be abandoned permanently. No more attempts, no more investigation, no more answers. The ocean could keep its secret. The men didn't argue. Relief washed over them, not because they understood what had happened, but because they were finally moving away from it. As Ellen Austin changed course, the mysterious vessel remained behind, drifting, watching, and then slowly it vanished into the haze, not sinking, not breaking apart, just gone. When the story reached land, maritime authorities expected exaggeration. They did not find it. Logbooks were consistent, testimonies aligned, dates, distances, weather conditions, all matched. These were not panicked amateurs. They were professional sailors whose accounts agreed in uncomfortable detail. What troubled investigators most was not the disappearance itself. It was the absence of any trigger. No storm, no conflict, no mechanical failure, no biological threat. Men do not vanish twice under controlled conditions, unless the danger is not environmental, but situational. Something activated only when humans took control. Something that did not want witnesses. Over the decades, countless explanations have been proposed. Some argue that piracy was responsible, but pirates do not leave ships intact and crews missing without ransom or evidence. Others suggest mutiny or mass desertion, but no lifeboats were missing and the logistics make no sense. Natural explanations such as methane gas releases have been suggested, hypothetical clouds capable of suffocating crews. But no proof exists that such a phenomenon could selectively remove multiple crews under different conditions. Psychological explanations, including mass hysteria or exaggerated accounts, fail to explain why seasoned sailors would fabricate such detailed and consistent testimonies. And then there are theories that drift into darker territory. That the ship itself was not empty. That something unseen boarded after nightfall. That the ocean does not always release what it takes. The mystery of Ellen Austen endures not because it is dramatic, but because it is incomplete. There was no disaster, no wreckage, no final moment, only absence, twice. In maritime history, repetition is rare. Coincidence is possible. But duplication under different conditions unsettles even the most skeptical minds. The ocean did not destroy the ship. It removed the people. Even today, stories of abandoned vessels surface. Ships found drifting with engines running. Meals left unfinished. Personal items untouched. Technology has reduced the unknown, but it has not erased it. The sea remains vast, and human presence upon it remains fragile. Every ghost ship discovered today carries an echo of Ellen Austen, a reminder that not all disappearances belong to the past. What happened aboard that drifting vessel? Was it human violence hidden perfectly, a natural force we do not yet understand, or something far older and more patient than humanity itself? The ocean has never answered. It never will, because the sea does not tell stories. It erases them, and sometimes it leaves the ship behind.